This is a very quick video in case it's helpful to anyone, and it might save them the price of an expensive mouse. So I've been using for several years this G402 with AutoCAD and a couple of other drawing packages, and I thought I'd try one of these 3DConnexion mice instead. This is the Pro version, and there's a more compact version as well. These are kind of roughly the same size, I would say. Now, the only reason I thought about buying this is because in CAD you use the scroll wheel, and you press and hold that to pan around a drawing, and you pan around a drawing quite a lot, probably 1,000 times a day or something like that. Now, this sounds pathetic, but I always like the idea of it just being a button. Now, on this old mouse, I used to do this by programming this little side kind of trigger button, probably for shooting people on a computer game or something, and that worked fine. So I could just press and hold that and pan around, and it just wasn't as loud or as annoying as using the scroll wheel. So on this space mouse, 3DConnexion mouse, whatever it's called, instead it's got 3 proper buttons. So the middle button is by default programmed as a scroll mouse button press, and I've used this for about half an hour now, and it's not too bad. It's going to take some getting used to, because of course this finger here used to be the right button, but now it's here, and then my least used third smallest finger is now the right click, kind of the normal right click mouse button. The other thing I found is that you can program this little tiny button here to not necessarily to bring up that menu on the screen. I find that a bit tedious, unless you're doing a lot of complex commands, or you're doing one complex command fairly repetitively. But so you can program that. You can also program the mouse button to do something different. So I've actually set it so that it gives me a print preview when I press it, but again, it's going to take some time. Instead of having the 4 buttons that this whatever it's called, what's it called? This Logitech mouse has got. This has only got 2 side buttons, which is not too bad, because I've carried commands to these buttons already. So you've got these 2, and these are programmable with macros and all that kind of stuff. But otherwise, I've been quite impressed with this. Obviously it comes in a box. It's just a box. There's nothing to say about it. But I thought this might help people to have an idea whether it's a good idea to get one of these. I'm trying to scrape around for other comments on it. The cable is very, very nice. It just looks a bit more high quality than you get in your average mouse. It's kind of a braided effect. I was going to get the wireless mouse, but I've generally been all right with cable mice. You know, they do the job, and although batteries do last a long time in modern battery mice, I've got no real issue with a cable at all. So that's it. I think there's so little more to say about this, other than so far it does feel very nice. It's gonna take some time to get used to it, but it is nice to be able to pan around a drawing, just by pressing that quite large button there. It's nice and programmable. Funnily enough, I've got that other 3DConnexion space mouse, the joystick type looking thing, and it'll be interesting to see how they work together, because I do quite a bit of 3D work, and I've got to say that other mouse thing, it works quite well, and it's not good enough for me to care if I'm not using it. So I'm not sure about that, but there we go, really. But in just as another thing, in conjunction, I do use a Logitech keyboard, which is a solar panelled one, and it's called a K750. I've bought a couple of these now, and it's yeah, it's pretty decent. It's pretty dirty as well right now because I'm kind of using it in a building site, but there we go. Anyway, summary on this mouse.